Hi, I'm Adam Tice, editor for Congregational Song with GIA Publications, and this is Highlights from Unbound. If you haven't visited the Unbound website lately, I'd like to give you a little tour of what we've been working on. We have some great new things available for you. It's a little outdated already because we're most of the way through September, but if you check out this top carousel of items, you can see some selections for September and October. Then if we scroll down a little bit, two of our most prolific writers are Jackie Jones and Dave Bjorlin. And we have a carousel set up here of some of their latest pieces. It's worth giving a look through that. And here we go. This is what I really want to talk to you about today. New songs for Advent Year C. I know musicians are getting into the mood for Advent, even though it's still starting to feel like fall. But we have some planning taken care of for you. I find that Year C is perhaps the hardest Advent to plan for. So we've done some of the heavy lifting. We've pulled together 16 selections for you to flip through. You can get this entire bundle of 16 songs for just $14 by download here. And let me walk you through a little bit of what we have in here. You can see that we have selections specific to the first 4 Sundays of Advent, and then also a group of more general songs. A piece by Dolores Duffner, Gospel Responses for Advent Year C, that can be used all 4 Sundays, as well as an Advent Wreath hymn by Alan Homerding with a tune by Luke Rosen, appropriate to all 4 Sundays for use with lighting the Advent wreath. And then just a number of pieces that are generally Adventy and can be used at various times through the season, including a song written just for that, the service that's been emerging the last number of years, the Longest Night Service. This is by Mel Bringle and Sally Ann Morris. So let me show you a couple of the pieces that we have here. The first one is very specific to Advent 1 by David Gambrell. It focuses on the Prepare the Way passages. Then we have one that I wrote with Mark Miller, When Hope is Crushed. If you've used Mark's Lament piece that came out a year and a half ago, he uses the same refrain from this in Lament. So if that's shown up in your church's worship, this refrain will wind up being familiar to folks already. Moving along, this is the Prepare the Way one, the first one I shared with you by David Gambrell. The days are surely coming when God says God to all the earth, when you will see my promise, salvation come to birth. And then the second David Gambrell one is the Prepare the Way of the Lord text. And this goes with da 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 da. So if you're one of those music directors who's dealing with folks insisting on using Christmas carols through the Advent season and you resist that, here's a way to get one of those tunes into worship while still using an Advent-focused text. Here's a great text by Joanne Reynolds. Prophets first spoke the gospel story. Hear Israel of God's coming day. And be blessed, O God of Israel, the Luke 1:68 through 79 text, the Benedictus. This is a new paraphrase of that from Dolores Duffner. Beloved people, sing, rejoice. Another one by David Gambrell. David's done great work filling in these Advent C texts for us. Here's another one with a fun Christmas carol tune. Da 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 da. God rest you, merry gentlemen. That's not one that very many churches sing anymore, even for Christmas. This recasts that tune using the text of the Magnificat. What a great way to turn it on its head. to be able to use during the season of Advent by Chris Shelton. You'll see that we get reprint boxes with all of these. So you get the full score version first that you can hand to your organist or piano player. And then you get the reprint boxes for the congregation. You can use these in conjunction with your One License account. And you'll find those both in the SATB version for churches that like to sing that way and in unison. Here's something I'm excited about. We have pieces from Alan Hommerding. These were published by World Library Publications in Alan's last collection of hymns. And now the WLP and GIA publications are brought together, we're able to share Alan's work through Unbound. So we have two of his pieces. Here's an interesting one. Alan was lamenting the fact that Elizabeth doesn't get her own canticle in Luke. So Alan gave her one, Song of Elizabeth. This is with a tune by Tom Kiesecker. And then here's that set of responses by Dolores Duffner, one for each of the Sundays of Advent in year C. And then this Advent wreath hymn, again by Alan Hommerding, with verses for each Sunday to be used in conjunction with lighting the wreath. The lovely tune by Luke Rosen. And then we get into some of these more seasonal, general Advent feeling ones. Advent begins in the darkness of night. The lovely tune by Ben Brody for this text by David Bjorlin. There's just so much in this packet. I wish I could give each song its due. You really need to check out the free preview of it, which is what we're looking at here. You can read through all of these, play through all of these before you decide to download. You can pick a piece or two and just download that. You'll see those listed as related resources at the bottom of the product page. This is Greenest of Shoots, a piece by Mel Bringle with a tune by William Rowan, used for the hanging of the greens if your church has a service for that. Let Desert Wastelands Now Rejoice, another Dolores Duffner piece. Light is Kindled in the Darkness, another text by David Bjorlin with a beautiful tune by Kate Williams. And this is one where if you click the individual product link, you can see a video of it. There are videos of a few of these. Look Towards Christmas. This is a fun, cheerful piece by Carlton Young with a text by Shirley Murray, published by our friends at Hope Publishing. And This Is Our Longest Night, written for that emerging service of worship that's been happening in so many communities. Again, we have a beautiful recording of this that you can listen to for free on the website. So I hope you will check these all out, and we'll conclude with just a taste of a few of these recordings added on to the end of this video. Visit giamusic.com/unbound to take a look at these songs and more. I hope you'll make a habit of visiting and seeing the new pieces that we're making available all the time. I'm Adam Tice. Thank you for joining me for highlights from Unbound.
Advent begins in the darkness of night, waiting and watching for signs of a light, walking in faith that the path will appear, daring to follow in spite of our fear. Light is kindled in the darkness when our hope seems most absurd. Beacons through a shrouded future, pledges of Christ's steadfast word, gifts of goodness yet unfold us all. daylight dims as the sun sinks low. One lonely star pierces heaven's height, watching